Kaylee, what is our second main topic today?
Second main topic comes to us from Aaron. I love that.
Aaron.
Love it. There are reports going around on several sites right now that Indiana Jones 5 is a complete disaster. It says Disney is absolutely freaking out about this. They know this movie is going to bomb big time, which is why they've delayed it as long as they have, despite it being finished, and that there's talk that Chapek may decide not to release it and take a tax write-off. Does this concern you, and how valid do you think these reports are? Thanks. John.
Bullshit.
Okay.
It's complete,
All right.
utter, unfettered bullshit. Okay, first of all, I've told you guys for a long time that anytime you see reports of test audiences, do not believe it. You're like, unless you're hearing the director of the movie referencing them, or the actor of the movie referencing them, or the studio itself referencing them, don't believe it. When it's the anonymous sources and blah, blah, never believe it. Like, yeah, once every blue moon, it turns out there might be some truth to it. Once every blue moon. But for the most part, don't believe it. Also, while I am not a big fan of Disney right now, this notion of Disney is freaking out. No, they don't freak out. They may look at a project and realize they've got a bad one on their hands, but they'll navigate the waters. They'll push through it and whatever. Also, Harrison Ford, who never gives anything away, recently was on stage and saying he loves this movie. Harrison Ford, who never does that, by the way, saying he's really proud of this movie. Also, just for a second, James Mangold, like the way this is being described, that it's such an unmitigated disaster. It's so terrible that Disney's thinking about just throwing it away, like what Warner Brothers did with Batgirl, which is totally bullshit. But really? So you're saying James Mangold, the director of Logan, the director of Ford v Ferrari, the director of 3:10 to Yuma, the director of Walk the Line, the director of Copland, the director of Identity. He made a movie that was so unbelievably bad that they're just, oh my God, they're thinking about just throwing it away now. It's complete and utter bullshit. And I remember when I got the first email in from it, I'm like, well, I'm just disregard that. But then I got like 7, 8, or 9 other emails in saying, all saw it from the same place. Like, oh my God, did you see blah, blah, blah? It's complete bullshit. Now, am I telling you right now that Indiana Jones 5 is going to be some kind of masterpiece? Of course I'm not. It could be bad. It's just like any movie could be bad, 100%. But what I am saying is this report is totally nonsense. This whole idea that Disney would axe a film like that, the idea that, listen, James Mangold, who he also made Night and Day, which I think it's one of Tom Cruise's better movies, actually.
It's very underrated.
He did Girl Interrupted, which just, won some Oscars.
Yeah.
Am I saying that this director is completely incapable of making anything other than absolute gold? I'm not saying that. He also directed The Wolverine, right? But The Wolverine, while a disappointment, was not that bad.
No.
So you're telling me this guy, Ford v Ferrari, Logan, Night and Day, 3:10 to Yuma, Walk the Line, Identity, Girl Interrupted, Copland. You're telling me that guy made a movie that was so unbelievably bad that they filmed 6 endings to it. Come on, guys, this is bullshit. Like we as movie audiences have to start to developing our filters when we see something like that and going, guys, we know we can instantly dismiss this. And again, I wouldn't have even brought it up except for the fact that we had a bunch of people seeing those same things and wondering if there's veracity to it. There's not. And again, that doesn't mean the movie can't be bad. Of course it could. But even if it is, has nothing to do with this at all. Anyway, Rob, you saw these reports, you heard these rumblings and these whispers. Like, what's your response to it?
Well, like you, I mean, I don't believe that. And for me, one of the ways I find out a lot of, I guess you'd call it inside industry information, is when I'm talking to somebody who's working in the industry but doesn't realize that I care about this stuff, like that I'm a big nerd and hang on every word. So I heard from somebody that I'm actually working on a project with peripherally, who is in the legal end of the business, who knows a person that has seen this movie. And we're just having a conversation about this project that I'm working on. And he just casually mentions that he had heard this movie was excellent from a person, very high-ranking person that worked on this film that has seen it. They've seen the movie. And he just kind of threw this casual out, like, yeah, can't wait to see that new Indiana Jones movie. I heard it was really good. Like, he doesn't know that I'm like, oh my God, tell me everything you can. He doesn't know that about me. I mean, he knows it, but because people that work in the industry are not like us. Most people don't really, they're jaded and they want things to be good, but they're not, when they talk about things, they're not big nerds like we are. Like, oh my God, you saw Indiana Jones and whatever it's going to be called movie. And we're like, what is
that's the official name, by the way. Yeah.
Tell me everything. They're not like that because they work in the industry. So all day long, they're ensconced in the entertainment world and in the legal profession. All they don't care about them. They want their contracts written. And that's one of these guys. Like, he doesn't know that I'm like, oh my God, really? He just kind of casually, yeah, I heard it's really good. Like, he doesn't, it's not any different than any other movie.
Yeah, I'm a lawyer,
And when he told me that,
That's how most lawyers sound, by the way.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm a lawyer. That's pretty
when
cool.
he told me that, that's when I perked up and was like, oh. And I can't be like, I don't want him to think I'm a big nerd. I want him to think I'm a
people to like
professional.
you. Yeah.
I want him to work with me in a professional capacity.
It's called marketing, Rob.
And the fact that he told me this just casually, I'm like, that's good to know. So until I hear something else from a source like this guy that tells me contrary to this, I'm of the belief that this movie is actually quite good, and that within the industry, that is the word.
Now, let's not forget
Could be wrong.
that there was another Indiana Jones film that was made by the greatest filmmaker of all time that didn't turn out so good.
No,
Right? Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. No disrespect to anybody who does like it. That's great if you like it. I think it's fair to say a lot of us didn't. So that can happen. But this, oh my God, guys, yeah, this is bullshit. So let's see. The movie's going to be good or bad on its own merits.
Yes.
And it's going to have nothing to do with this. By the way, the same is absolutely true if some report comes out next week saying, no, some report comes out and says, we have heard that all the test audiences loved it and think it's the greatest movie of all. To equally, I would say that's bullshit. And because maybe it does turn out to be great, but it'll have nothing to do with these reports. So anyway, guys, if you find that post that Ray put up, ignore it.
Me?
It's just, I'm just, guys, just ignore that damn report.
Yeah,
It's the stupidest thing in the world. Anyway, guys, question is for you. Regardless of that, what are your expectations about Indiana Jones 5? I mean, I'm very curious about how it's going to be.
I hope it's great. Don't you want it to be great?
Harrison Ford seems to think it's really good. Anyway, whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this episode, Amazon Pharmacy. Now, if you're anything like me, you dread going to the pharmacy. You never know what the hours are. You never know what you're going to pay. You're worried about being stuck in a huge line. And that's why you're going to love Amazon Pharmacy. Amazon Pharmacy delivers a better pharmacy experience that delivers directly to your door and works with most insurance plans. Amazon Pharmacy helps you save time, save money, and stay healthy. There's transparent pricing so you'll know exactly what you'll pay before you pay it. Prime members can also save up to 80% on their prescriptions. And like I mentioned earlier, Amazon Pharmacy works with most insurance plans. And this is one of the best parts. If you ever have any questions or problems, real pharmacists are always available at Amazon Pharmacy no matter what time of day or night. Your medication gets delivered to your door, so there's no more rushing out to the store hoping to get there before they close. Amazon Pharmacy is a pharmacy that works for your life, with meds delivered to your door. It doesn't get any better than that. Switch to Amazon Pharmacy and save time, save money, and stay healthy. Learn more at amazon.com/Campea. That's amazon.com/Campea. Average savings based on usage and Inside RX data as compared to cash prices. Average savings for all generics are 78%, 37% for select brand medications. Restrictions apply.